Today we're going to be talking about gear in BRM5 and what you should purchase when you first join. First thing you should purchase is the Attack 2 backpack. It's going to be the biggest backpack, allowing you to hold all that gear that you will need. Now, you will also want to save up for a certain night vision, which is going to be this helmet mount assembly and not this one, because this one will lead to another night vision attachment, which is the actual operating night vision. As you can see here, I will click that and then I'll click here. And also, if this isn't showing up, then you want to go ahead and click on night vision shroud and go ahead and go ahead and add that. Go ahead and click on night vision shroud and go ahead and add that to the helmet. Then you will click on night vision assembly, select that one, and then click on visual augmentation system. There is a free one, which is absolutely horrible to use, and there is this one that you can save up and buy. So this is going to be one of the things that you will want to save up to buy. You can ignore every special accessory. If you want to add the headband loop, you can add it. But otherwise, you're going to want to go to wristwear and you're going to want to buy a cheap watch. Now, you can buy this one or anyone that doesn't have a level on it. But yeah, as long as they function as a watch, you'll be able to tell the time. And this is more for zombies, but it's very useful in open world if you do need it, considering you won't have night vision for a while until you buy this one. So it's actually very valuable. Next thing we're going to do is you're going to do your weapon. Now, the Maritime magazine will give you slightly less recoil, as you can see. It is at a 12 right now, and if I select Maritime magazine for your 5.56 chomping guns, you will see that it lowers the recoil. As for attachments, you can go ahead and add a flashlight if you want. These are the flashlights. If you do want to buy a flashlight, you will buy this one. It is a RML1. You want to buy the RML1 because it is very, very cheap and it will be able to be put on your pistol as well, saving you money in the long run and in the short run. Now, the pistol you want to save up for. The pistol you want to save up for is the G17 Gen 3 because, in my opinion, and based off of my personal use, it is very, very good for longer ranges. And when you don't have a good primary, you want a good pistol. So you want the G17 Gen 3. The suppressor you'll use is going to be the Omega 9K because this will have much lower recoil, as you can see, than the other one. And again, you want to use the RML1 flashlight because it works on your secondary and you probably already bought it for your primary. Now, you're going to want an extended magazine. This will allow you to hold more ammo in your magazine. Now, if you add a 33 round, it is going to increase the size of the magazine when it's in your inventory, and you don't want that. So, you're going to want to pick the magazine that holds the most ammo without changing its size in your inventory, which would be this one right here, the BRM 9mm Gen 3 magazine, which holds 17 plus the additional 5. So you want to make sure you select that, and that is 100% free with the magazine. And if you want an optic, you can go ahead and select a Micro Dot Plus or a PVS. Any one of these will work. Obviously, this one's way more expensive than these two. To get to the muzzle device, if you're having trouble with that, you want to go to barrel and select threaded barrel. You have to buy that and the suppressor. Now that you've done the gun, we can go over some short stats on the gun to explain why, you want to select this one and not a different one. Basically, this one just has a lower fire rate, slightly lower fire rate than the very, very similar and comparable MK27 Mod 2, but it has, as you can see, higher damage per range, and that's pretty much it, to be honest. But yeah, slightly better range and damage, which is why I select it for open world, and plus, the fire rate's fast enough for what you will be using it for. Now that you've either saved up for or know what you need to buy for your secondary, I'm going to go back over to primary and show you what you should save up for your first primary. Now, there are a lot of guns, but as you can see, there are little level caps here, which will kind of make it hard to, buy your next gun. As you can see, a lot of them are level 25, 42, 42, 53. What you're going to do is you're going to scroll all the way down. Now, if you want an M4A1, you can buy an M4A1, but I recommend buying a C7A2. Now, obviously, you can't see the price on here, but if you're on a newer account and you haven't bought the weapon before, you will be able to see the price. This is a setup you're going to want to save up for, ideally, because all the attachments on here are very, very good. Besides the foregrip that I just removed, you want to buy this pistol foregrip. Now you can adjust this pistol foregrip without it changing any stats. And again, you want to use the Maritime magazine. Now this foregrip will allow you to have the lowest recoil if you're selecting a foregrip for low recoil, and obviously that magazine as well. If you want a laser, you're going to buy the Clam 4. I recommend the one that says red visual because when you have green night vision, you'll be able to tell that it is a red visual and you won't have to constantly be switching your laser on to IR. And IR just basically makes it very, very bright when you have night vision on. And when you can makes it so you can only see the laser with night vision on, which doesn't really work super well if you're constantly turning on night vision and turning it off. And again, we have our RMO1 flashlight, and we have an additional optic. So the now there are many different optic risers. The one I decided to buy when starting this new account is the NT101. This one is basically going to be the biggest one and have the most area to put on any optic. And for magnification, you're going to want to save up for your impact 1 to 8 times scope. Now, I would say this one because this is on the cheaper side compared to all your others. You have a level 23 one right here, and you have the impact 1 to 8 times. Now, this will cost you at least a couple thousand, I think, around that price. But this, again, is going to be the best priced optic for the best range and the best for starting out. If you want an offset optic, you can add one as well, but otherwise it's a complete waste of money considering this one, the impact 1 to 8 times, you can zoom in from 1 times to 8 times, meaning you can have no zoom or you can have 8 times your regular zoom, or what you usually see. And that's just basically what you want to save up for. And also you want to buy a suppressor. If you want something cheaper, you can go ahead and get this flash hider, and then you can buy this suppressor. If you have slightly more money and you want it to last in the long term, go ahead and buy this flash hider and then go ahead and select either this either select this suppressor or this one. I would select this one because it basically has the same recoil stats as that one, and it's just black is all. And you can still change it to tan. So I'm not sure why they upped the price of that. Maybe it has slightly less recoil, but I don't know. It's basically the same. I'm going to purchase this because I can afford it, just so we can keep everything accurate with this lesson series. So yeah. But yes, this is basically your kit now. You will want to save up for the night vision. You will want to buy the wrist wear item, which would be a watch, the backpack, the primary weapon, C7A2, and your secondary, which would be the G17 Gen 3. Now, why do we select the C7A2 as our starting point for our weapons? 1, it's fairly priced. 2, it has very, very good stats. Look at this long range. If we compare it to other weapons, obviously these are going to have higher recoil because there's no suppressor, and in this game, when you add more weight to your gun, you will have less recoil. So let's select a gun. Let's go over here to the M4A1. As you can see, the M4A1 has less range. We can even go to the M4A1 and see that it has its longest barrel on it, and comparing to the longest barrel that M4A1 can have, the C7A2, with obviously its stock build, because it has like no customizability, will have longer range. And you are trading your customizability, but you are also getting better stats when you don't have customizability on that gun, which makes it worth it, even though it's, quite a pain to look at the C7A2 from time to time. Are feeling out this gun. What do you like about this game? How do you like the physics? And how does that match your playstyle? Do you want a gun that has less recoil, that shoots faster? Or do you want a gun that has more recoil and has more damage to it, that shoots slightly slower, and so on? This is why we choose this as a starting point.